Right, I'm back. This is still going. I've had the timer set for 15 minutes, but I kind of wanted to show you if I can, while it's still going, just the point I was making. That, as you'll see, if you can see, let's see if I can get it. That's actually coming from the base of the bowl. I'm sure you can see that there. Right, let me stop that. Brilliant, there we go. Let's tip that back up, see where we are. There we are, good, brilliant. So that's done its job. And what we're looking for is, when we take it out, for the dough to be stretchy and smooth. Stretchy it is, smooth it is. Actually, if that had gone a little bit further, probably if I'd left it go that extra minute, that might not have actually broke off there. Sometimes you take it out and it stretches right up. But that's fine, that's enough. And as I said before, about it being putting heat into it, I'm feeling that that's actually warm dough now, and because it's wet, it's a wet dough, it's sticky. So what I'm going to do, I tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to wipe my hands and I'm going to move this machine. It's always, when you with any dough, just have something to wipe your hands with, just a dry towel. Once you get your hands wet, it just makes it even worse, to be fair. It can work to your advantage wet, but that's a different story. We'll leave that one for now. So let's create a bit of space. Always important, space is, if you can be organised and have a little bit of space sorted out, then that's good. I'm just going to, any bits that have gone on the top should be fine, but there we go. It's only bready stuff in anyway, so here we go. So we're going to take it out of the bowl. So we're going to use our best friend, which is our little plastic dough scraper, a bit D-shaped sort of thing, curve that one in, flat on the other. And what we're going to do is get the curved end in to the bottom of the bowl, if you can see, and we're just going to get right under there, and we're going to pull it out in a lump. And because it's been well kneaded in there, you can see it's kind of come out, even though it's wet, it's come out in one piece, which is telling us, let's get rid of that and create some more space. So what that is basically telling us is that the gluten is developed and it's got stronger, which means kind of, you know, as it's stretching, it's got some internal resistance, it's holding together, which is exactly what we want. So that's done its job. So we're going to do our job. So this is a wet one to work with. So don't worry if your fingers look a bit sticky, it's fine. We can get around it. This is our little scraper, and I've said before, just think of it as a wallpaper scraper. You're in charge, this is dough, you're the boss. This is going to do what you tell it, within reason. So, to start with, we're not going to be frightened. It's going to be a bit wet to work with, and we're just going to kind of push it, scrape it, try to scrape it together. And if it feels as though it wants to stick to you, don't worry. Just some short little scrapes like that. And what you're trying to do, as I've said before, go around the edges. If you see some bits sticking, go around those edges first. And what you're looking for is, if you just keep on going round and round, that we actually tuck in the dough under itself. And on the top, even though it's sticky, it's going to start, as it's exposed to the air, it's going to start forming a skin. And as we begin to stretch it, as we're going around like this, we're just making that dough ball tighter. So that's what we want. So we want to create a ball of dough. And very quickly, even though that is a kind of a wettish dough, that, with a few scrapes, is come together as a ball. And that's behaved itself pretty well, considering I probably had a bit more water in there than I wanted to start with. Only a few grams, I said, wouldn't make any difference. But yeah, that's behaved itself pretty well. And there you go, you just, I say, round like that, and just that surface there, in that very short space of time, has gone less tacky. So it's not even sticky now. And that is a very short, and all we're looking for is, we're looking for, normal when we create a dough ball, is to create a smooth surface. So what we're saying is, if you can imagine the bed sheets, and they're all creased, and how to get rid of the creases, well, you have to tuck it under, don't you? And that's all you do with that. You create a bit of tension. And what the tension does to the dough is once you've got it tight around itself, then as it rises evenly like that, rather than if it's not tight and it's flat, it kind of just wants to like spread and rise. So you get a better structure when it's tight, and as it rises, it puffs up evenly. That's the only reason why there's a reason for everything. And if you ask the question how, why, what for, all the rest of it, you find out, and it makes sense what you do then. I hate doing things that don't make sense. You think, what am I doing that for? Am I wasting my time doing that? And the amount of times I've wasted my time doing a job, and you look and you just think, well, what was I doing that for? It's a waste of life, it's a waste of time. So that's how I do. And while I've talked there, man, it's going to cook itself if we don't move on. I've got a square. Now, if you haven't got a square box, because we're making baguettes, and we need kind of a bit of a square shape not square shape, rectangle, when we roll those out, shape those. Just makes it a little bit easy, but it's not essential. Not essential. If you've already got a ball's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll make do with a ball. So basically what we're doing, we take our dough there, and we're just going to plop it in the box, and just give it a little press down like that. It won't spread. The reason it won't spread is because we've worked the gluten, it's still tight. So that's why it won't spread. But what you'll find is as it rests, because this is the resting stage now, not proving, this is resting, it's going to spread out and relax. And then it's going to begin to rise. So we've created some tension around it, which is why it's not spreading as well. And that's eventually going to relax in there, and it's going to form it's going to double in size basically. So we're going to leave that as is. We're going to cover it, and that's going to take as long as it takes. Maybe it's going to be an hour and a half, maybe it's going to be 2 hours, maybe it's going to be a bit longer. I don't really know, because this time of year it's a bit unpredictable, to be fair. So if we just work on the premise that we're going to wait till that's at least doubled in size, and to be fair, when I look at the side of the box, it's going to spread to the edges, and it's probably going to come up. Be best if I showed you and not pointed out the window. It's probably going to come up as far as there in the box, so it'll spread all the edges, and that will fill that to about that mark there. That mark, even if I watch what I'm doing, it's better, isn't it? Slide all over there. If I didn't say, just to mention, I did lightly oil this box, not swimming, as I've said before, just lightly oil it. That'll do its thing. An hour and a half now. In the meantime, I'm going to have a coffee, and I've made some pastry, which I'm going to do a quiche. I'm not going to do a video of that today. So I'm going to go and blind bake the base, and I've got some goat's cheese that wants using up, so I'm going to do goat's cheese and something quiche. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, that's just a side. Then I'll have to work out what we're doing for dinner tonight. It's all go, all go in Jason's kitchen. Never get a break. Honestly, I wish I got paid the hours I worked. But it's all for the good of the cause. It's all for free. It's all to make a difference. If we can make a difference in somebody's day, a difference in somebody's life, cheer somebody up a bit, just give them something to kind of look forward to, then it's all worthwhile, isn't it? So I hope I do. If I don't, I'm sorry I waffle a lot, but if I do, that's what we're trying to achieve, and that's it. So we'll be back when this has done its thing, and we'll shape it and bake it. So that's it for now. Longer than expected, but you're probably saying it's probably not longer than expected. We expected you to waffle. I know. Yeah, I know what you're thinking already. Right, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.